There is a stage of awakening no one prepares you for. It's not dramatic, it's not mystical, and it doesn't look like transformation. It feels like loneliness, not the kind caused by being alone, but the kind that happens when you no longer recognize the world you once belonged to. If you've been feeling disconnected from people, conversations, or even parts of your own life, you might think something is wrong with you. You might wonder if you're becoming distant, cold, or emotionally unavailable. But what if this loneliness isn't a setback? What if it's a sign that your identity is reorganizing itself? Because there is a phase of awakening almost nobody talks about, the loneliest stage. Awakening doesn't just change what you believe, it changes what resonates with you. Suddenly, conversations that once felt normal feel exhausting. Environments you used to enjoy feel overwhelming. Relationships built on old versions of you begin to feel unfamiliar. And this is deeply confusing because nothing outside looks dramatically different. But inside, everything has shifted. You're not rejecting people. You're outgrowing unconscious patterns. Your nervous system is recalibrating. Your awareness is expanding faster than your external world can adjust. And for a while, you exist between identities. This stage feels like standing between two lives. You cannot return to who you were, but you haven't fully become who you're becoming. Old coping mechanisms stop working. Old roles feel heavy. Even your ambitions may change. And here's the part nobody warns you about. Awakening often removes emotional noise before it brings clarity. So life can feel quiet, too quiet. You may notice fewer people reaching out. You may pull away without meaning to. You may feel misunderstood in rooms where you once felt seen. This isn't failure. This is integration. Your identity is shedding survival versions of itself. Human connection is built on shared emotional reality. When your awareness changes, that shared reality shifts. You begin noticing dynamics you once ignored. You feel energy instead of just words. You crave authenticity over familiarity. And suddenly, relationships that once felt natural require effort. Not because anyone is wrong, but because you are no longer relating from the same version of yourself. So awakening carries grief. You don't just lose people, you lose the person you used to be with them. Here's the truth. This loneliness is not emptiness. It is space. Space where your authentic self begins to emerge. For the first time, you are not performing for belonging, not shrinking for acceptance, not abandoning yourself to maintain connection. And while that freedom is powerful, it can initially feel isolating because authenticity often arrives before aligned community does. You are learning how to stand alone, so you can eventually stand connected without losing yourself. This stage does not last forever. Gradually, something beautiful happens. You stop trying to return to the old version of life. You stop forcing connections that no longer fit, and new relationships begin forming from resonance instead of survival. People who meet the real you, not the adapted you. The loneliness softens, not because you changed back, but because you finally stabilized into who you are becoming. If you are in this stage right now, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not losing your ability to connect. You are learning how to connect truthfully. Awakening is not meant to isolate you. It is meant to align you. And sometimes, the path to deep belonging begins with walking through a season where you learn to belong to yourself first. If this message found you at the right moment, subscribe to this channel, because here we talk about awakening the way it actually happens. Not just the light, but the becoming. Thank you for taking the time to connect with my content. And always remember, you are loved.